What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the PrizePicks Picks Show. Monday here, big sports week ahead. The Memorial and the PGA. I am so incredibly excited for that. NBA Finals starting later in the week, which is why we have a bit of a different schedule this week. I am here with you guys today on Monday, and then it's going to be Zach Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which includes the start of those NBA Finals, and then I'll be back Friday and Saturday. So again, should be a really fun week ahead. Unfortunately, we don't have that many great plays to choose from today over on PrizePicks. So what we're going to do for this show is we're going to go through the picks that I do like, talk about a little bit about why it's kind of difficult to find 6-pick plays that I love today, and maybe we'll jump over to Underdog and build either a 3-pick there. Maybe we can find something there. Speaking of Underdog, by the way, new offer here. It was previously just a $100 deposit bonus. It's now up to $250 for first-time depositors. Get yourself over on Underdog. You also get to claim a special pick using promo code FTN. And the other really cool thing about being on both PrizePicks and Underdog is you get to learn from one. So we're going to talk a little bit about that more today as well. But let's jump into the tool and talk about some picks today. So when you first get to the tool, you probably immediately notice Tyler McGill and Mackenzie Gore show up on this front page. They're pitching against each other. McGill, we have at 61.6% to get more than 25.5 fantasy points. He's been great. And if you look at the Filth leaderboard, you can kind of see why. His fastball, close to 96 miles per hour, has, I think, 4 different pitches well over 100 in the Filth rating. So very solid pitcher, pretty decent matchup here. We like this number quite a bit. 25.5 is very low. Obviously, he hasn't had a ton of starts, a ton of action this year, but we love what we've seen from him so far. And then if we go over to Mackenzie Gore instead, in fact, let me just go to this game. Mackenzie Gore, less 17.5 outs, is also one of the strongest plays of the day. In fact, this one's all the way up at 66.8%, which we can pair with Brandon Nimmo more than 1.5 hits plus run plus RBI. That's only 51.3%. But look at this, an enormous 4.7% correlation bonus, which gets this combination up to 39%. That is a tremendous number for a pairing. Here's problem number 1. We know that there's this hitting correlation between pitchers. That's one of the things that we've been trying to take advantage of. So if Gore is going to do poorly, that makes it a little bit less likely that McGill is going to do well. So if I add McGill back, this more than 25.5 fantasy points, watch what happens to the correlation bonus. Absolutely tanks from almost 5 percentage points to less than 1 percentage point. Is 21.7% for a 3-pick or a trio good? Yeah. But is it great? Not anymore. So, if McGill was in a different game, for example, if we had this Gore and Nimmo pairing and then another fantasy point pick that was 61.6%, I would love that trio. But what this does to the correlation makes it a little bit difficult to put these 3 in together. So I'm not exactly sure how I want to handle that. Now, one potential thing that we can do is instead of using McGill's fantasy points, we can use his strikeouts. At 4.9 is our projection, 4.5 is the projection for PrizePicks. So by doing this, we take a pick that was about 62% likely to hit down to 58%. We do get more correlation. Now we're at a little over 2.5 percentage points instead of just over half of a percentage point. So the play as a whole has improved this way. 22.4% for this trio instead of, I think it was like 21.6 or something like that. So we have made it a little bit better, but it's still not fantastic. If there is some other sign of encouragement to take from this, let's go over to Underdog and let's see if you can now see. Yes, you can. So if we now go to McGill over here on Underdog, you'll see his 4.5 strikeout number is down 2.9x. So again, we think it's 58%. Now we go over to Underdog and we see that it's discounted a little bit, down to 0.9x. That reinforces the idea that, okay, the more than 4.5 strikeouts probably is a very solid pick. So if I had to choose right now, I would say we're going to build based on this 3 this group of three, Gore, Nimmo, and McGill's strikeouts instead of his fantasy points. If you want McGill just on his own, you go to the fantasy points if you're not going to correlate with the rest of this game. But this is a strong start. The problem then is, okay, from there, where do we go? We have a couple strong plays like Tucker and Alvarez. Let's see. Let's take these guys out for a second. So they're both a little more than 55% likely. Correlation, it's there. It's not super strong, a little less than a percentage point. 31.4% for a duo, for a pair. It's solid. It's not great. For example, like if we then also put in, let's see, we can go De La Cruz fantasy points, and I think there was another red available. Yeah, Benson for hits plus runs plus RBIs here in Coors Field. So again, a little over 55%, a little under 55%. Decent amount of correlation. We're up to 1.2 percentage points now. But look, just a 9.64% win probability. So like as a 4-pick play, even if you're not getting the correlation penalty that you would be getting from PrizePicks, this still isn't great. So it's like these guys are options, and maybe the answer is they help us get to a 6-pick play. The problem is if we already have some correlation baked in, then 6-pick play isn't going to be 25x. It's going to be 24x or 20x, something like that. So it's a tough day to find some 6-pick plays. If you have any questions, anything you want to look at, any one-offs that you think may be helpful to get us to a 6-pick play, drop those in the live YouTube chat. Otherwise, we can head over and talk a little bit more about Underdog. So basically, this is why I'm having trouble building a 6-pick play from all of these MLB picks. Perhaps what's going to happen is as soon as we get off stream, Zach's going to drop into the Pick'em Discord channel with some WNBA plays, and that will help us get to a 6-pick play. So again, make sure you are in that chat if you don't already have access. That's the FTNFantasy subscription, the DFS subscription, $40 a month or $250 for the entire season. An absolute steal. Also, you can get $300 for the whole year and also get access to all of the betting content and information and tools. So plenty of options there to get yourself into the Pick'em Discord if you're not already. With that said, let's go to strikeouts, because this is my favorite way of using the PrizePicks tool to help on Underdog. And the number one thing that I'm looking for is guys with lines not on a half number, but on a full number, like Mackenzie Gore, 6 strikeouts, for example. If we go to Underdog, a lot of the time what you'll find is somebody who's on an exact number on PrizePicks is going to be on a half number on Underdog with some juice in some direction. So you can end up getting some pretty favorable stuff. For example, let's go to Mackenzie Gore, and we see, you know what? He's not going to be an example of this one. He's at 6.0 strikeouts on Underdog as well. But Kevin Gausman, he's at 6 strikeouts on the PrizePicks tool. Let's go back to the tool, and we can plug in 5.5 for Gausman and see where he's at there. So 65% to get more than 5.5 strikeouts. That's a big number. Now we go back to Underdog, share this tab once again, bring in Kevin Gausman, and you see, okay, it is 5.5 here, but it's a 0.85x multiplier. Now, 65% is really strong. So the 0.85x is okay, but it means that we have to be very careful about who we're pairing this with. Like we certainly can't handle any correlation penalties along with this Gausman play. Ideally, what we would do is we'd find somebody to kind of counteract that discounted multiplier and find, a 1.1x or a 1.2x. Again, though, having a lot of trouble finding some good stuff today. So hopefully Zach comes through with some great WNBA plays. But at the very least, this provides a nice window into our process here at FTN, how we like to find the best plays. And look, if some days there aren't good ones, we don't want to force stuff, right? That's how they take our money. We want to make sure that we are placing PrizePicks plays and Underdog plays that have an actual advantage for ourselves. We're not just in it just for the fun. It is a blast to build these plays, but it's a hell of a lot more fun when you're winning them instead of losing them. So with that, I think we will cut today's episode a little bit short. Again, in the Pick'em Discord channel, we will hopefully eventually have some full plays to give out once Zach comes through with some WNBA plays. There wasn't anything else, by the way, that I noticed over on Underdog. What I will say, though, is with the Memorial this week, I do expect Underdog to have PGA up shortly. It's not up yet. PrizePicks probably won't have PGA up till Wednesday. So maybe we even get lucky in this afternoon. They post some PGA picks that we can take advantage of here at FTN. We'll see you in the Discord. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back Friday. You'll have Zach tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.